Man, this one's gonna be a little tough because this is my favorite player of all time, my favorite player currently. But it's time to have an uncomfortable conversation about Terry McLaurin. Let's do it.
The way that we live is not for everybody.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
How do you think the rest of Jaden Daniels' career is going to go? If we're, 6, 7 games into Jaden Daniels' career and he's already milking injuries? Like,
stop saying my name, you dick riding bastard.
Before we get any further into today's video, I want to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, SeatGeek. If you're trying to go to a game, concert, or any live event, SeatGeek is the place to go. I actually got my tickets for week 1 against the New York Giants using SeatGeek, and honestly, I use it for all my event purchases. What I love about SeatGeek is how simple it is to find the best deals. They rate every seat on a scale from green to red. Green means you're getting a great deal, red means it's a little overpriced. That way you know you're buying with confidence and getting your money's worth. Plus, they even offer protection ticket plans so you don't have to worry about your tickets getting lost or stolen. And the best part about it all is they're hooking y'all up with the code. Use juangotti at checkout and you'll get 10% off your first purchase. Again, use code juangotti at checkout to get 10% off your first purchase. So I wanted to come on here to talk about Terry McLaurin and have an uncomfortable conversation that's quite frankly going to be tough for me personally because of everything he's been through with his organization and him being my favorite player of all time and currently still my favorite Washington Commander. But at the same time, you got to be real, right? You got to kind of put our fandom aside for a second and just talk about current. And right now, Terry McLaurin is obviously dealing with a quad injury, and he'll be out for second consecutive or third consecutive game because he missed Atlanta, he missed the game versus the Chargers, and he's gonna miss Monday night. So his third consecutive game in which he'll be out. And prior to him being injured, he really wasn't really all that effective. In the Raiders game, he had a big play, but on the play, he did hurt his quad. But outside that, he hasn't really been truly effective. And I don't want this to come off as done with Terry or I think he's trash or whatever. That's not the case. That's still my guy. That's why it's tough for me to make this video, but you just got to be real. When Terry McLaurin comes back, the expectation has changed for me, right? Like, there's no more of Terry McLaurin 54 receiving yards on 4 catches. No, he has to come back and hit the ground running. You spent all offseason long negotiating the contract, and you had fans like myself and others who had your back, who felt like you were right for the money that you deserved and you asked for. But at the same time, the longer you're out, the longer you're not producing, that's going to wake up all the fans that felt like they shouldn't have paid you, that felt like you wanted too much, that felt like you were 30 years old and you were older. And a quad injury on a 30-year-old receiver, you're giving them bulletin board material. You're giving them reason as to why they can sit up here and say, you know what? I told you. You shouldn't have re-signed Terry McLaurin. Look at him. He's hurt. And that's the worst thing that can happen, man. It truly is. Now, essentially what this video was about is kind of just putting Terry on the spot, kind of calling him out. A lot of you all called Quan Martin out, and when he came out last week and showed out, that was like kind of the wake-up call for him. This has to be the wake-up call for Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin has been a 1,000-yard receiver over the past 5-6 years since the 2020 season, and it's always been fighting tooth and nail to get him to 1,000 yards. 1,000 yards for a lot of receivers is the bare minimum at this point, and I'll be honest with you, given from what we know about Terry McLaurin's track record and how hard it's been to get him to 1,000-yard seasons, having to require literally the last game of every season for him to just reach that milestone, this could be the first year in which Terry McLaurin does not touch 1,000 yards. And of course, you can point to injury, but there's still 12 13 weeks left, 12 games left. He has to come back firing on all cylinders. I'm talking about multiple 100-yard games. I'm talking about multiple clutch catches, multiple touchdown scores. He has to come back on fire. The expectation has changed. You're now nearly a $30 million a year wideout. So it's no more pity for you. It's no more accepting 5 receptions for 59 yards. Right? You wanted the money. You wanted to be considered one of the best receivers in the league. You wanted to be paid as such. And they did exactly that. Now it's time for you to hold up your end of the return on investment. Now, I will say I expected a slow start from Terry McLaurin due to the fact that he did miss all the summer with an injury. But I did not a contract negotiation. But what I did not expect was an injury. And it's a quad at that. Now, I expect him to be back versus Dallas. But if he's not back versus Dallas, that is concerning for me. Because at that point, that means he didn't miss a month of football. And newsflash, a month without Terry McLaurin means his numbers are going to plummet. And he probably will be finishing under 1,000 yards for the first time. Now, here's what I will say for the Washington Commanders side of it. Take my fandom out of it. Take the expectation for Terry McLaurin I have for him out of it. I love Terry, but this is the first time in a long time where I felt like his importance or his role has not been missed much. Am I the only one that feels that way? Like, don't get me wrong, and please don't misconstrue this video. I love Terry. He's my favorite player. I want him back. We need him. But feeling the loss of 1-7 has not hit how it has in years past. And that's because we have finally built more talent around Terry. It's always been Terry and everybody else. Well, now it's Deebo Samuel, it's Ja'Cory Krosky-Murd, it's Luke McCaffrey coming into his own, it's Jalen Lane. And of course, it helps when you have one of the best quarterbacks in the league. But I say that to say Deebo Samuel has assumed the wide receiver 1 role very, very well. And you can only hope to imagine and pray what it's going to look like when Terry McLaurin does come back. But at the same time, I'm not dying for his services at this moment. That's just being truthfully honest. We have dominated games without him. Offensively. And we've built this roster to support Terry McLaurin. So in the long run, this is what we've been asking for. Other guys to step up. And again, the only hope is to when Terry McLaurin gets back in the lineup, he picks up where everyone else is at and left off. Again, he has to. He has to. Had we not paid Terry McLaurin yet, had he been going into the final year of his deal with no contract, no new contract, I wouldn't be tripping. I wouldn't be saying this or kind of having an uncomfortable conversation about Terry McLaurin, because at the end of the day, it's like, well, he's not paid new money. He's always been this guy. He's never been a guy that you expected to get 1,500, 1,600 yards. That's just not who he is. But since you committed to him for the next couple seasons and gave him big money, you have to expect different out of him. You have to. So I need, when Terry gets back, a consistent 86, consistent 7 receptions minimum, a consistent big play maker. That's who you are for us. So in my opinion, unless it's just clear as day that this is the issue, there's no more blaming Cliff. There's no more blaming Cliff Kingsbury about the play calling. Oh, Terry McLaurin, he's not scheming Terry open, or he's not playing to his side, or whatever may have you. Things that we've always said. They're not looking for him, but he is open. It's no more of that for me this season. It's not. It's all on him to come back and perform. Because again, I'm not gonna be saying this. I'm gonna be a little bit down about it, but I'm not gonna be the one saying this because I wanted Terry McLaurin back. But for the people that did not want Terry McLaurin back, for the people that felt like we were fine without Terry McLaurin, they're going to have a lot of, dare I say, evidence to prove why they felt the way they did. if Terry McLaurin doesn't come back hitting the ground running. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. He has to come back firing on all cylinders. Or you're going to hear people say, I told you so. I told you we shouldn't have extended Terry McLaurin. I told you, Juan. Because y'all know I was a big advocate. Hey, extend Terry. Give him whatever he want. He deserves it. And rightfully so. He still deserves it based off of what he did. But, again, when he comes back, he has to do that plus more. Debo, Terry, supposed to be one of the best duos in the league. Debo, Terry, Jayden supposed to be one of the best trios in the league. We have a running game now. Sam Cosby's supposed to be coming back. You're getting progression and contribution from the young fellas, Luke McCaffrey and Jalen Lane. Noah Brown's supposed to be coming back. He practiced for the first time this week. So we're slowly coming back into our form. 17 is just the only missing piece that we're waiting on. But the expectation is going to be different for 17, man. We've paid him the money that he wanted. We've committed to him. Now it's his turn to commit to us and prove to us that he was worthy of the money. And my honest opinion on it, I feel like he's going to come back with the fire. I do. That's me being biased, really, and hopeful as a Commanders fan. But also just knowing how Terry plays and who he is. He's never been a scrub. He's never been a trash guy. He's never been a player that doesn't play with his heart. So a lot of people that's saying, oh, he got paid and he changed up. Or a lot of people that feel like, oh, he got paid and all of a sudden he's hurt. Look, this stuff happens, unfortunately. A lot of these receivers get paid and they sit out all offseason long and get hurt. It's unfortunate. But in my humble feeling and opinion, I'm praying that he comes back firing on all cylinders. Because if he doesn't, man, I can't defend him in terms of stopping the people that are going to come on here and say, I told you, Juan, we shouldn't have paid him. So he has to come back, lighten it up. We have to feel like, damn, we got Terry back. We've been missing him these past few weeks. He has to make that impact. If he comes back first game, second game, even third game, and it's like, damn, I didn't even know Terry was out there. I didn't even know Terry was back. Because he finished with 4 receptions for 44. And one of those was a 25-yard gain. So realistically, he didn't make that big of an impact outside of that one big play. Like, we cannot have that as accepting that from Terry McLaurin no longer. We can't. But this is the uncomfortable conversation I want to have about Terry McLaurin. And in short and simple form, it's the expectation has changed. It's now put up or shut up for Terry. Really, it's simple as that. Put up and come back firing on all cylinders, because if you don't, fans that didn't want you back are going to light you on fire. Me, Juan Gotti, I'm in your corner still. But I got to be real and be the one to have this uncomfortable conversation. You're my favorite player of all time. My current favorite Commander. And I want nothing but the best for you and the rest of this fan base as well. But at the end of the day, we are fans. But we also got to be real. Terry, when you come back, it's time to light it up, my boy. That being said, as always, me and boy Juan Gotti. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel on the road to 12,000 subscribers. So we greatly appreciate if you want to reach that goal as soon as possible. Thank you so much. You have a blessed one. Stay safe. Be easy out there. Peace.
Ballin' like I'm Deshaun, throw the bomb, G. That's IG, my jersey never seen a line.